Hello everyone, today we're going to be playing Herald, developed by Wispfire. It is a choice-driven adventure set on the high seas. Board the HLV Herald and uncover its dark secrets in an intriguing tale about tyranny and servitude. In Herald, we're dropped into a world shaped by a fascinating twist in history. The game reimagines the outcome of the First Anglo-Dutch War. In our real world, the war ended in 1654 with the Treaty of Westminster, and power eventually shifted back toward monarchy with the restoration of Charles II. But in this alternate timeline, England's Protectorate under Oliver Cromwell actually wins decisively and then doubles down. And this game has won multiple awards, including being the Indie Prize winner of Best Narrative at Casual Connect. So let's jump right in and survive this interactive period drama. Alright, we are in the demo. Start with a new game. Select a book. We'll do Ire and Irreverence. Greatly inspired by events that took place during the 19th century, the story is set in an alternate version of our history.
No sense of sound. No smell of air. Breathless. I drifted among faceless shapes, without a clear distinction of form. Blinded. Until someone or something made me soar. Higher and higher still I went. That is all I can remember.
I don't believe you. Now sit down.
Click to walk. What a beautiful introduction to the story.
I'm sorry, but you can't leave until you tell me. Where are you from? And what is it that you seek in the colonies?
I came from the West and I'm looking for my roots. I am just a lone traveler, I seek nothing. Or I was born here, I am merely returning home. Ooh. Lone traveler, I was born here. Ooh. These are some tough choices. Actually, I like that looking for my roots option right there. It's kind of like, reminds me of someone born in a Western country, whether you're in Europe or the USA, and then you wanted to look into your roots where you were born in a different country that your parents or grandparents may have come from. So I'm going to go with this.
I was raised in the West. I'm visiting the colonies in search of my roots.
Do you or do you not swear allegiance to the Lord Protector as a servant of his Protectorate?
The Protectorate is a powerful imperial republic formed after an alternate victory in the Anglo-Dutch War, where England and the Dutch Republic unite under Cromwell to purge Europe's monarchies and dominate global trade. Unlike the real-world Protectorate, which lasted only a few years before collapsing and restoring the monarchy, Herald imagines a long-lasting theocratic regime that justifies colonialism through moral superiority. Don't we all silence? Ooh, I am nobody's servant. Yikes. I'm gonna say I'm nobody's servant, a little bit of a rebel.
No, I don't consider myself a servant of anybody.
But you are. The uniform already betrayed you.
Was that the best choice? Let's see.
The bright blue fabric, the golden stitching. It tells me that you are part of the crew on one of their ships, probably a merchant vessel. The embroidery even says that you are the captain of that ship. Impressive. But what happened to your ship, Captain?
Oh, the plot thickens here. I'm not telling you anything. I don't know. Lie. I'm tired. I would like to rest and talk later. I can kind of take the cheap way out and say, oh, I'm tired. I really don't want to talk, but it doesn't look like she would fall for that. I don't think she would detect a lie. I don't know if she would really take you telling the lie, but I'm not telling you anything. Let's just go with that route.
Our conversation ends here. I'm done.
Tell me whose journal this is.
Oh, now she's getting a little bit more aggressive. Who are you?
First, tell me who you are.
I am the Rani, and you can address me as such. Now, is this yours or not? It says Devon Rensburg inside. Is that you?
Is it me? Oh, it is me, because that would be a lie if I said that's not me.
Alright, I'm Devon Rensburg. And yes, that is mine.
I'm not gonna lie about that.
I already know it's yours. I'll give it back to you, once you've enlightened me on its contents. Now read it for me. And remember, I expect the truth. Again, where are you from? And what is it that you seek in the colonies?
You need to find my roots. I need an adventure, a new thrill to keep me going. A little bit of a drilling junkie, sounds like. Or I just wanted to get away from everything. Ooh, I'm gonna stick to my original explanation of looking for my roots.
Fine, I'll give you the long version. It's not like I have any choice. I come from the West, born here in the colonies, but raised in the capital of the Protectorate's homeland, a city that never felt like home. I never connected with its people. I was always the outsider. So I decided to leave that place, in search of my roots. I had heard about someone in the harbor recruiting men for a merchant ship sailing to the east. It was a standard trading mission along the Indigo route. I had never worked on a ship before, but enlisting in the merchant navy was the only way for me to acquire passage across the sea. So that's what I did. The recruiter, Aaron Ludlow was his name, took me in a rowing boat out of the harbour, and there she was, his lordship's vessel, Herald.
Book 1, Ire and Irreverence.
By God, Ludlow, have you read this? No, sir, I haven't.
Your people seem to be causing a lot of unrest in the colonies lately.
Ugh, your people.
My people, sir?
Well, you know.
Yeah, we know how you use that term.
I don't know, sir.
I don't know.
The indigo farmers, they claim the trade does not benefit them enough. They accuse the Lord Protector of abuse of power and demand fairer wages.
In real 19th century history, indigo was just as powerful and just as bloody. British-controlled India was a global hub for indigo production. The system there, especially under the neo-planters, was infamous for exploitation. Indian farmers were often coerced into growing indigo instead of food, trapped in debt, and punished for resisting. This sparked the Indigo Revolt in Bengal in 1859, one of the earliest uprisings against colonial rule.
The local regent has yet to respond, but I fear he will cave into the pressure.
Is that why we have the politician on board?
Yes, Senator Morton is the regent's brother-in-law, and he's going to help him with the complex politics of this affair. He's also accompanying the regent's daughter safely back to the colonies. Remember to treat both of them with respect.
Sir.
Is there anything else you brought from shore?
Well, apart from the new recruit, a letter, sir, addressed to Senator Morton.
Well, what are you waiting for? Give it to me.
But, sir, it's not your...
My ship, my rules, Ludlow. You know this.
It kind of feels like an infringement on privacy.
Besides, I don't think Mr. Morton has anything to hide from me. He better not.
May I remind you he is a Protectorate official, sir.
And so am I. You there, what do you think, boy? Should I open the letter or not?
I told the captain to open the letter. I had expected the captain to address me. I warned the captain not to open the letter. Let's not open the letter.
Don't open it, sir. It's none of your business, and the Protectorate won't like it.
Ooh, sketch unlocked.
Really now? But what if it's important? What if it's something I need to know in order to keep the peace among the crew and passengers? I am the captain after all, and I have the responsibility to know everything. You should remember that, Mr.
I introduced myself as Mr. Redensburg, or I told the captain my name was Devin Redensburg, or I asked the captain to just call me Devin. Let's see. You can call me Mr. Redensburg, that's more official.
Mr. Rensburg, sir. Devon Rensburg. Delighted to make your acquaintance, Captain.
Seems more official.
Captain Cornelius Hendricks. Nice to have you aboard the Herald. Rensburg. I assume you understand that there are rules here. Officer Ludlow will give you the lowdown on them during your tour of the ship.
Sir, I have other...
But first, Ludlow, I'd like you to find Senator Morton and send him here. I need to talk to him about this letter of his. Be quick about it. I'll send Rensburg after you in a moment.
Yes, sir. Be sure to see me on deck, Devon.
So then, Rensburg, I take it you must be returning home to your family?
Adding that I didn't know my real family, or explain that my family lived in the Protectorate, or I told them I was done with the Protectorate family. Let's go with the second option. They lived in the Protectorate?
I'm a Protectorate citizen. My home is in the capital. But it's time that I see my country of birth, and hopefully find out who the people were that gave me up for adoption. I know my father is a Protectorian, and my mother is originally from the colonies. It won't be easy to find them. That's why I'm writing everything that might help me with my search down in my journal.
Yes. Yes, I see. Well, you should look at my globe then, Rensburg. As you see, the colonies are very big. You should write it in your journal. Well, off you go to your tour of the ship. Have a nice evening.
That's Mr. Rensburg. You can click to inspect objects that are highlighted when you select them with your cursor or try this on the globe.
There was a globe in the room. The ornate rooster on top stretched his wings out over the world, as if protecting it.
You will get a notification every time Devon adds new information to his journal. Click anywhere to continue. Move your cursor to the top of the screen to make the journal appear and click on it. This is Devon's journal, where he collects all the information he finds during the journey aboard the Herald. I was not carrying any items. I was told to exit the captain's cabin and meet with Officer Ludlow on deck. And it has 4 sections. It has an encyclopedia. Contains background information about the world of Herald. And you have to try to find all the entries by exploring the ship. Cool. So I see I have entry for people. So I have Devon Rensburg, that's myself. Captain Cornelius Hendricks. Second Officer Aaron Ludlow. Lord Protector Godden. And Regent Jonathan Vesey. So this list is going to grow significantly, I'm sure. And each of these has description of each person with their background information. That's nice. Tasks, it will give me a list of tasks once I start. Exploring. Oh, I tried to stop the captain from reading the letter. That's my first progress. Okay, and that's it. Have a look at the other tabs or click outside the journal, close it, and the tutorial. Okay. Moving around. What's this?
The captain's cabin was one of the few places on the ship with a heater. The crew didn't have such luxuries at all.
What's this?
Looking at the display cabinet, I wondered what his collection of exotic and antique weapons said about the captain's character.
Let's go outside. Area unlocked. The poop deck.
Oh, well, I would assume he's reading your letter right now, Mr. Morton.
I sincerely hope you're joking.
No, on the contrary, sir. At sea, the captain makes his own rules. As far as I can tell, our captain is king on the Herald, sir. The crew his loyal subjects.
Officer, there are several reasons why the people got rid of the king back in the day. This is precisely the sort of thing that led us to abolish the monarchy. I'm going to have a word with Captain Hendricks now. Please carry on.
Okay, so he told them that he read the letter, even though I warned the captain not to read the letter. So, that complicates things. Weather deck. Talk to Aaron Ludlow.
That, Devon, was Senator Lewis Morton. Did you see the look on his face when I told him the captain opened his letter? Pure agony.
Oh, you troublemaker. I thought that what Ludlow had done was inappropriate. I remained silent. I was amused by what had happened. Oh boy. Am I going to be a jerk? Am I going to be neutral by remaining silent? Or do I be pretty much a strict, lawful character and say that what he did was inappropriate? What if I am neutral? I'm going to see neutral.
He would have found out sooner or later anyway. People have a hard time adjusting to life outside the capital. On the open sea, the rules tend to change, but customs don't change with them. Mr. Morton is a prime example of that, and you will probably experience the same. The trick, though, is to accept change. It's something that people like Morton will never understand. But you might.
I see. He's trying to gauge me a little bit. See where I stand on this. I confirmed that I wanted change, or I wondered why Ludlow thought I could accept change, or I protested that I didn't like change either. You know what? I'm curious. Why do you want me to accept change?
What makes you believe I will?
There's a reason I picked you from the lot. I rarely choose anybody who is unfit for a life at sea.
Ah.
Now for your tour. Welcome aboard His Lordship's vessel, Herald. A Cromwellian-class Protectorate clipper launched in 1851. As one of the fastest sailing ships in the mercantile fleet, she can reach a top speed of 18 knots. During her short life, she has already set multiple records sailing to the colonies and back along the famous Indigo route.
Interesting. That's a pretty ship. I asked Ludlow what records the Herald has broken. I wondered if this tour was some kind of joke. I wanted to know how fast 18 knots was. I'm curious about what the records are.
What records did she break?
Several speed records, of which the most important one was the race against the DeWitt-class clipper HLV Crowing. The Herald beat her by 3 days on a return voyage from the colonies to the capital.
Interesting.
She set a record time of 78 days, 5 hours, and 16 minutes.
By the way, 18 knots, for everybody who doesn't know nautical terms like me, is 20.714 miles per hour.
Now let's move on to the deckhouse.
Okay, wanted me to follow him.
The Cromwellian-class ship type is named after one of the Protectorate's founding fathers, Oliver Cromwell. These ships are merchant clippers, built with trade in mind. Making money is their sole purpose. The Herald is an indigo clipper, which means she mainly takes shipments of indigo powder to the Protectorate homeland. With this powder, we make the paint that coats the hulls of our ships, and the dye that gives the fabric of our clothes its bright blue hue.
Okay, now I understand the value of the indigo trade. I told Ludlow that I didn't like the color blue. That's kind of empty there. I didn't want to interrupt Ludlow, so I listened silently. I asked Ludlow about the importance of the trade. Let's go more into the detail here.
I don't really get it. Why is blue paint so important?
You've lived in the capital, Devon. Never noticed the rooftops of its buildings or the clothes of its people? Everything has been colored blue there. The color blue touches on much that the Protectorate holds dear. And indigo is made from a plant that produces the only known blue dye that withstands heavy wear. Until anybody finds a cheaper substitute, the indigo trade remains an invaluable part of our economy.
So indigo in this alternate history is pretty much all part of their identity and for basically their entire branding of this particular empire. I was bored by Ludlow's story, or I was impressed, or I didn't know. I think you understand by now. If you're not, then you're pretty daft, Devon. So I was impressed.
I never really thought about blue dye in that way. Sounds like a huge undertaking.
It is, but that's not without reason. After all, the Protectorate is built upon free market principles that foster progress through supply and demand. Its people get paid an equal share for the work they do, and with this money they are free to do with as they wish. I am not fond of life on shore, but even I can see that the system works. For most people at least. Now, onto the bow of the ship.
Follow you.
We are standing on the weather deck right now, where you will work every day ensuring the safe passage to the colonies. You will be tasked with tying the knots, reefing the sails, and swabbing the decks. There will be no talking to first-class passengers, no idling around the ship at night, no begging, no fighting, no stealing, and most of all, don't get caught trespassing.
Oh, but those are all things that I want to do.
Now that sounds like a lot for you to worry about, right?
I told Ludlow it seems to be hard work. I felt intimidated. I said nothing. I don't think it would be a problem. Let's make him think that he's that he can confide in me.
I'll manage.
That's what I thought. Don't worry, it'll get tedious soon enough. Keep in mind that the dining saloon in the deckhouse is only for first-class passengers and officers during this trip. This was a special request by Senator Morton, so please steer clear from the saloon if you want to keep out of trouble.
Okay, don't go trespassing into this specific saloon for first-class citizens only.
Anyone without a blue coat should just use the service stairs through this door here. Now, is there anything in particular you would like to know?
I wanted to know where I can get a blue coat. I asked Ludlow where the deck house was off limits. Wonder what would happen if I broke a rule. Let's ask about the blue coat.
What if I wanted a blue coat? Where do I get one?
You'll have to earn one.
Of course.
The captain is an honest man. He'll reward hard work. But don't expect him to promote you anytime soon. It took me years before I earned mine. Now just go through this door, past the officers' cabins, and you'll find the service stairs on your right-hand side. Down those stairs you'll find the crew's quarters and your bed. That concludes the tour, Devon. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have to stay out here. I'm on watch tonight.
The bosun will wake you up tomorrow morning to prepare you for the day.
Good night.
Wonderful tour. Thank you, Ludlow. Can I wander around a little bit before I go to bed? Here we go. Life on a ship isn't too hard if you know how to live it. Thanks you, Robert. What's this?
There was one particular corner on the main deck where the captain couldn't see you from the poop or front deck. Littered with boxes, barrels and sacks, it provided cover for those in a bit of a lazy mood.
Nice to know if I want to go sneaking around.
All day long you could hear the chickens cackle. Though the meat was reserved for friends of the captain, their eggs were a special treat for the crew at weekends.
New entry added to encyclopedia. So I can see that being used as a way to curry favor from people using eggs.
Taking a short break to get water from the scuttlebutt was usually just an excuse to congregate with fellow sailors. I was wise enough not to stretch this privilege, not wanting the captain getting cranky with me.
Scuttlebutt. It's a fun word. Can I go up here? Forecastle.
The capstan is a rotating device that is used to apply force to ropes, cables and hawsers. But I've heard that some captains tie disobedient sailors to it, with their arms and legs spread across the levers.
Oh, that's wicked. Let's talk to this guy. Hjalmar Olsen. I can see my house from up here. Ooh, who's this guy? Sylvain Pearl. I can't believe that, man. For last time, Rob, I get to work. I'm trying. Nerd. Try to heave a bit more evenly, Danielle. You'd think hauling up the sloop would be an early task, but it looks like you'd be wrong. Alright, so not much action going on right now, so I'll head over downstairs, down the deck, the officer's hallway.
But I don't want to.
Huh?
And take this thing back.
Ooh, I'm overhearing something.
But Ian, it's a gift. I don't need it. I don't need any of this. Get out. I didn't mean to get out.
Huh. That's weird. What's that journal entry about? Oh, read something about chicken coops. The best way to keep meat alive from spoiling is by keeping it alive. So we have Captain Boar Ian Douglas. Arrogant and pubescent, Ian was not popular among the crew. First Officer Rupert Brunswick, what's he about? He's a celebrated navigator and oceanographer and a former apprentice of Francis Beaufort. As he was a man of prestige, many of the crew prefer not to get in his way. Something's weird and off about him. I just don't like him. We got other people too? Okay. That's it. What's this? Ooh.
I was quite surprised to find a flag in the drawer. I'm sure it would not have pleased the Lord Protector to see our symbol of power tucked away in a nightstand.
New journal entry, huh? Oh, this is a map that shows different parts of the ship. That's pretty cool. Oh, here's an explanation of the weapons cabinet. Early expeditions into the numerous jungles of the eastern colonies led to violent conflicts with the local population. Many officers were furious to read reports of their well-trained and supplied soldiers losing to half-naked cannibals. It would seem that the misty jungles favored those with nimble hands and sharp blades over those with tight uniforms and heavy weaponry. Threatening to burn the entire jungle, officials from both sides opted instead to settle their disputes by exchanging precious gifts like engraved guns and swords. The captain's weapons cabinet tells a deeper story than just military pride. It's a relic of colonial arrogance. The Lord describes how imperial soldiers, despite their training in advanced weapons, were repeatedly outmatched by local fighters in the eastern colonies' jungles. This mirrors real-world history in places like Vietnam, the Philippines, or colonial India, where invading armies underestimated indigenous resistance and the technical advantage of terrain and guerrilla warfare. Just like in real life, the colonizers eventually realized that brute force alone couldn't win the war, and diplomacy, however symbolic, often followed. In this game, this takes the form of gift exchanges, engraved guns and swords, as if to paper over bloodshed with ceremony. It's a subtle reminder that beneath every polished artifact is a violent past trying to rewrite itself. Huh. There's the folded Protectorate flag. When the French Revolution solidified the power of the Protectorate in Europe, the empire needed a powerful symbol of unity within its society. Blue, the color of the French revolutionaries, was an obvious choice. Now, the official color of the Protectorate, it is said to symbolize the oceans and the boons of overseas trade. Others say it symbolizes the night sky, referencing the Protectorate's wish to shoot for the stars. There is no one true answer. What counts is what it means to you. Oh, that's a nice lore. Okay, what's this barrel?
The barrels were filled with rum. I wouldn't be surprised if they were placed there on special request.
Rum barrels. Can I go in here?
I wondered if everything was all right inside.
I decided that was none of my business. I knocked on the door. I tried to open the door without warning.
Go away, Ian. If you want to apologize for the compass, then now is not the right time.
Asked if he was alright.
Are you all right, sir? I heard something break. Oh, by the way, I'm Devon Rensburg, sir.
Rupert Brunswick, First Officer and Navigator. Nice to meet you, Rensburg. Welcome aboard. I'm sorry for my tone. I didn't mean to be rude. I do appreciate your concern.
I asked Brunswick what had happened inside. I can get a little nosy. I assured him that I wasn't bothered by his matters. I apologized for intruding. Do I snoop? Let's kind of get Snoop. Let's see what happens when you get a little bit aggressive.
Do you want to tell me what happened, sir?
Doesn't matter. I'm fine now. But let me give you some expert advice, dear boy. Be careful whom you trust on board. Some people might not be worthy of your friendship. Keeping to yourself will save you from disappointment. Now, off to bed. It's very late.
It's oftentimes truthful saying about life. You don't know who to trust, but at the same time, if you close yourself too much, then you lose yourself. Lose a lot of opportunities.
The announcement was torn in two. Someone didn't agree.
Ooh, what's this say? It has been agreed that from this day onwards, the 5th of April, 1857, no person of the HLV Herald's crew, including officers, shall be allowed to carry firearms. Ooh. In order to maintain a relaxed and civilized atmosphere on board, this pronouncement overrules the guidelines found in the Merchant Navy's handbook. Okay, so it sounds like there might have been an incident before that caused them to stop carrying weapons.
It was a peculiar place for a sink. I suspect it didn't fit in the officers' cabins. God forbid that officers have to use the same one as the rest of us.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Anything else? Okay. Okay. Let's go down. Ooh, what's this?
A risque pin-up poster hung tucked between two opposing walls. It tried to sell the colonies on some sort of exotic fantasy. I have to admit that its delusions were once mine.
Interesting. Area unlocked. Crew's quarters.
I know you are out there, and even though Mother taught me to address you properly, I know your language is different from ours. Please, hear my prayer. Listen to my heart.
I can leave him alone. I was curious. I kept listening, or I announced my presence by coughing loudly. I'm just going to be curious, and I want to listen to what he has to say.
I'm begging you to just help me this one time. I want you to see my struggle with the life you chose for me. I feel trapped, and I see no way out. You are the only one I can turn to. Please, tell me what to do. Give me a sign.
That's sad. Okay, so, obviously, this young man is suffering for something, and I have a very deep suspicion about it, and I don't like it. And I deeply feel the need to help him now, because that seems monstrous I think what he's going through. Card games?
The playing cards, strewn everywhere, seemed to indicate that the sailors like to play games. I preferred to write in my journal, rather than occupying myself with such silly things.
A new entry at its encyclopedia.
On the table stood an open bottle of wine, and there it remained for the rest of the voyage. Maybe I should have taken it to the galley to be used as vinegar.
What's in the box?
Boxes, big and small, were everywhere on the Herald. I wondered what was inside the one on the table, but I didn't dare to open it.
But you want to. I want to.
The apples reminded me of home. Looking out of the window of my small room, I used to dream about this journey while staring at the fruit trees in the garden.
Okay, that's it. What's this?
Few people on land know about the strict rules in the Navy. Being a sailor requires discipline and a great deal of respect for authority.
5 rules here. Be punctual, be responsible, care for the facilities, care for your fellow seamen, comply with the rules. Okay. Basic code of etiquette.
The shelf contained many bottles of medicine, most of which were completely useless, since they had been bought by superstitious sailors for non-existent ailments.
Snake oil. Can I talk to him? Okay, I think he's sleeping.
Most books I found in the crew quarters were racy accounts of comical adventures, so it was quite surprising to me that my crewmate Arthur was reading works by Chaucer.
Interesting. Let's see. We got a few things to look at here. What's this?
I had dumped my own luggage above my bed. It was a huge chest, but there was barely anything in it. It was getting late. I had to go to bed.
Alright, I think we explored everything we can, so let's call it a night.
All hands on deck. The sun is out and breakfast is served on the gun deck.
Yes, sir.
You too, boy. Ian!
Oh, I'm not well, sir. It's probably the food from last night. I don't really feel like eating anything right now.
Oh, really? Well, I don't trust Andres Bangers and Mash either, but you won't make me believe that they made you sick. That would be way too convenient for you.
I'm not lying, Caleb. My stomach tells me that something's wrong.
That's Mr. Haywood to you, boy. And I know exactly what you're thinking. You heard that Ludlow was sick this morning, so you're trying to blame it on the food. Huh, nice try, boy. Now get up and start running.
No, I won't. You can't force me. I'm going on strike.
Ha! Don't make me laugh, kid. You wouldn't last a day.
I wanted to know what was wrong with Ludlow. I asked Haywood what my tasks were. I tried to stop the fight and proposed to take over Ian's watch. What is wrong with Ludlow?
Is Ludlow really sick? What does he have? He looked fine yesterday.
He looked kind of pale when he went to bed last night. Probably seasick or something. You the new guy. Rensburg, ain't it? I'm Haywood, the boatswain on this here ship. You should report to Officer Brunswick at the helm. Needs his boy to do an errand for him. But since this wretch won't get out of bed, maybe you ought to do it. You up for that?
No, I'm not going to get away with feeling sick, then I won't be able to do anything. I'm going to go ahead and gain some reputation here and do this.
No problem, Haywood. I'll get right to it.
Just follow the instructions Officer Brunswick gives you. Now, off to the helm with you.
New task added. Okay, so I have to report to the captain. I was up late getting the sloop in and then up along before sunrise. Can't recommend it. You look tired, Brennan. You should take some rest when you can. There's no shame in that. First time I see, better hold on. Oh, what's this?
Seasick again.
Ugh, too bad I didn't have Dramamine back in the day. Doesn't have sea legs in yet. What's this? Politics. I'll take sore muscles and blistered palms every day over the headache that politics give me. I thought the Herald wasn't a passenger ship. That senator must be very important. Say so.
A brass sign forbade anyone but passengers and officers to enter the deckhouse. It appeared to have been placed quite recently.
Hey. Have you met Mr. Haywood, the boatswain? I've got the feeling he doesn't like me.
Looking through the grate, I could see the gun deck below. The bilge pump on the weather deck was used every day. Even in good weather, some water tends to end up below decks. As strapping as sailors come, even they can't lift most cargo without the use of a dolly winch.
Looks like the chef over here, the cook. Me, I'm the one in charge of your dinner.
So many lines and ropes that were going literally everywhere. I still can't comprehend how most sailors I met on the Herald knew the function and name of all of them.
I hope whatever Officer Ludlow has is not contagious. Poop deck.
I don't need them, Captain. We need to head southwest by west for most of the day, and then turn west by 15 degrees around sunset. Might I suggest we raise the studding sails to maximize our speed?
I still want to see them, Rupert. Where is that boy of yours? Get him to fetch the maps.
I haven't seen him this morning. It's possible that he's still...
Good morning, Rensburg. Nice to see you up and running. Rupert, have you made the acquaintance of Devon Rensburg yet? He's our new sailor.
Yes, we already met last night. Good morning, Rensburg.
Good. Now, Rensburg, have you by any chance seen a boy named Ian this morning?
I told the captain that Ian was feeling sick. I complained about Ian's whining and informed the captain that Ian was on strike. I'm going to say that he's sick. I don't want to rat him out for whining, and I don't think he could stand up to the bluff of being on strike.
He is ill, Captain. Not feeling well at all, he said. So I'm taking his place for today.
When is that boy going to step up his game, Rupert? He's your student. Discipline him, or I will.
Say, I agreed that the boy deserved a beating. I talked about the other people who were sick that day. I told the captain that Ian seemed unhappy about something. No, he does not need to divulge about his mental situation. I don't think that's a safe space to say it. So I'm going to say other people were sick that day. I don't want something bad to happen to Ian.
I heard that more of the crew are sick today. It could very well be that they're all sick for the same reason.
Nonsense. The boy is weak. He needs to be dealt with swiftly, lest he never become a man.
I agree that Ian might be a bit weak, frail even. But a man with his gentleness is something the world might benefit from one day.
Some say you're soft, officer. But I appreciate your honesty. There is no denying that it has got you quite far in life.
Please, just leave the boy for a day. I'm sure Rensburg will do fine in his stead. Right, Rensburg?
I assured Brunswick that I would do my best. I said that I would do what I was ordered. I told Brunswick that Haywood sent me. I'll do my best. Someone see where that takes me.
I'll do my best, sir. What should I do first?
The captain would like to see my maps. Since Ian's not here, I'd like you to fetch them for me. My map of the European coast should be somewhere in my desk. I'll tell you a secret. I keep a spare key to my cabin in the picture in the officer's hallway.
Ooh, already divulging secrets. Told me that he had a spare key to his cabin and a picture in the officer's hallway. By the way, I like to mention, I just noticed this now, just late, that the cursor is a ink pen head, which is really cool and different. I like that little detail. What's this?
Not one, but two large ornate compasses stood on the poop deck near the ship's wheel. Protectorate design seems to favor perfect symmetry. I was quite often tempted to take over the wheel and sail us on a random course towards adventure, but that wouldn't have been a smart move.
Okay. Other side of the ship. Okay, man? I'm not feeling well. I should get used to this in a few days. I'll have to. Wish I can give you something to make you feel better. Oops, wrong way.
It was a peculiar place for
Someplace. Oh, here we go.
The picture contained a spare key to Officer Brunswick's cabin.
Right, found the spare key. Alright, now we're in Brunswick's cabin. What's this?
On the writing slope lay a detailed map of the African coast, the sea full of lines, markings, and notes I didn't understand.
What's this?
I found Brunswick's maps of the European coast inside the drawer of his desk.
I'm gonna explore a little bit more. There's more to this room. Looks like a sextant right there.
A beautiful brass sextant was sitting on Brunswick's writing slope. I recall a teacher telling me how this complex device works, but I'll be damned if I can remember.
I think it's a way you position it with the horizon and you measure where your position is, you know, through the stars and any other points of interest. But that's just my vague understanding of it. It's more complicated than that.
Looking through the Merchant Navy's handbook, I discovered that officers are usually allowed to carry guns, but other members of the crew are not.
I'm getting to see all the indigo coloring everywhere. What's this?
A small collection of astronomy books betrayed Brunswick's fascination with the celestial bodies. Maybe this was the secret to his success as a navigator.
Astronomy. What's this? Random apple, cards, dice, compass?
A broken compass lay shattered inside Brunswick's desk. It was a shame to see such a delicate object destroyed.
I think that's what Ian broke the previous night. There's a key there. paintings.
A painting of the night sky was hanging on the wall. The use of colours was striking. One of the paintings on Brunswick's wall was a depiction of the Battle of the final battle of the Anglo-Dutch War. One of the paintings depicted 3 white boys playing with a ball in a sunlit square.
I think that would be important clues for solving a puzzle later in the future. So let's take a look at these journal entries here that we have. There's a lot of information we just took in. The Anglo-Dutch War. The Anglo-Dutch War ended with a victory of the Protectorate England over the Dutch Republic in the Battle of Scheveningen in 1654. However, the Protectorate has exhausted itself so much that it could not keep control over the North Sea for long. Consequently, Lord Protector Oliver Cromwell proposed the Dutch a union of nations against a royalist South. The alliance marked the start of a crusade that purged most noble houses from continental Europe. Instead of collapsing into royalist restoration like in our timeline, Cromwell's Protectorate forms a radical union with the Dutch, not just for trade or security, but for a full-scale ideological purge of monarchies across continental Europe. This is a wild divergence. Imagine a Protestant anti-royalist superpower emerging a century before the French Revolution, wiping out noble houses not through social unrest, but through organized crusade. Let's see what other entries we have. Okay, that's just the rules for sailors. Okay, so the compass? Protectorate sailors hold the belief that a compass adorned with a rooster leads its owners to great discoveries. This particular compass once belonged to Francis Beaufort and was given to Brunswick in his younger years. As an esteemed hydrographer, Francis is credited for inventing the Beaufort scale for the indication of wind force. The 4 cardinal directions were originally named after the ancient Greek gods of wind, which is why we still sometimes call a compass a wind rose. Interesting. Okay, so this is just a basic information about playing cards. Okay. Alright, so we explored everything in this room, I think. Yep. We are going back here. Oh, what's this? I missed this. Who's this?
On the top shelf stood a portrait of a stern-looking man. I later learned it was Brunswick's mother.
Stern mother.
The entire bookcase was devoted to poetry. Among them were some of the most famous works by Shakespeare, Byron, and Poe.
Interesting.
I was surprised to find Brunswick's spyglass in here. You'd think a navigator would keep that with him at all times.
Interesting. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to the desk. Now let's get those maps.
I found Brunswick's maps of the European coast inside the drawer of his desk.
And we're going to return to Officer Brunswick.
What took you so long? Were you lost? My cabin isn't that big, you know.
I was just snooping around and looking at every single object in your room. Oh, hi. No. I was just bringing you the maps. I apologize for being slow. I told Brunswick I did my best, but got lost. Made an excuse for getting slow. I'm just gonna apologize for being slow.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll ensure that I'm faster next time.
Ian would have done such a simple task in mere seconds.
Give me the maps, Ransberg. Well, That's convenient. According to these calculations, raising the studding sails might double our speed. Rensburg, find boatswain Haywood and ask him where he keeps his studding sails. He's probably somewhere near his workshop.
Okay, go to the boatswain's workshop and get the studding sails.
Look, Uncle! Water as far as the eye can see. Imagine how big the world must be.
Yes, dear.
What's their story? Okay, can't interact with them yet. Told me to get back to work. What's going on here? Okay, they're just chatting. That guy's still sick. Ooh, what's this?
On the foremast, near the deck house, hung an ornate bronze bell. As much as I hated it when its sharp sound pierced my ears, I was happy when it told me my watch was over.
New entry. The guy's still hungover.
You again? Well, how does your new job suit you, huh?
I was enthusiastic about the job. I reassured Hayward that the job was alright. I complained. No, I'm not going to complain and make him feel uncomfortable. Job was alright.
I'm doing fine. It's not the best work, but it's not that hard either.
Well, of course they wouldn't trust you with hard work like mine. Now would they? So, what do you want?
I told Haywood that I was sent by the captain. I asked Haywood if he knew what studding sails were. I told Haywood I needed the studding sails.
I'm here to collect a set of sails called studding sails? They say you keep them here somewhere.
Ah, so you're the official errand boy now, huh? Well, it just so happens I need something done.
Okay. I asked Haywood what he wanted from me. I don't want to do anything for Haywood. I couldn't believe that Haywood didn't just give me the sails. What do you want?
What exactly are you talking about?
Someone's been sneaking around my workbench. The key to the weapons cache was in a different drawer than usual. So I checked the cache and discovered I am missing a 51 Colt Navy.
Oh, that's serious.
If the captain finds out, we'll all be held responsible. So we need to find that thing before he gets wind of it.
I wanted to know why Haywood wouldn't do it himself. Told Haywood I didn't want to get involved. I asked Haywood why he didn't tell the captain. I want to know why Haywood wouldn't do it himself.
Why do I have to do this? Why aren't you going after the culprit yourself?
You think I got nothing better to do? Let me tell you something, Rensburg. You'll need allies on this ship. This is a good opportunity to prove to me what you're worth. I'm too busy right now, so I really need someone else to fix this. The crew will owe you one if you can return that gun safely to me. Now, go and find out who stole that thing, will you? And be careful what you ask people. We don't want to cause a panic now, do we?
Interesting. Okay, so this guy says that he's missing a gun, which, you know, you don't want someone to get murdered if that's the truth. So we may have to end up helping him.
I wondered what him reading an amorous tale of the chaste loves of Peter the Long said about Caleb's love life.
What a mouthful that romance novel is. An amorous tale of the chaste loves of Peter the Long.
I imagined Haywood sitting at the sewing machine, sewing a pretty dress like a dainty old lady.
What's this? A lot of drawers here. Okay. Can't click on anything.
You could expect to find something as random as a drawer full of door handles from time to time. It was a workshop, after all.
Hammers. Saw. So just random tools. And more tools. Okay, that was the least exciting opening of drawers I've ever experienced.
Many wooden crates and boxes cluttered the corners of the workshop. I had no idea what was inside of them. As brash a man as Haywood seemed, his violin betrayed his softer side.
Nice, he's a musician. What's this?
Old soup cans full of nuts, bolts, and nails lined the shelves around the mast.
I think we clicked on everything here. Yes.
The gun deck was off limits during my shift.
Okay, so you can't go that way. Whoa, what's above me?
Spare sails hung in the nets above my head. Some were still pristine white, indicating they had never been used.
Okay. So I guess that's where the studded sails are. Let's see. It's a bunch of items.
I'll admit I did consider trying on the blue coat, but the chance of someone noticing was too high.
Okay, so at least we know where to get a blue coat. Let's go back upstairs. Let's check and see if there's a pistol anywhere in here. Oh, what's this?
I got the sudden urge to write something obscene in one of Brunswick's books. I realized that this was an incredibly stupid idea.
Yeah, that would be kind of dumb. Okay, so yeah, obviously the gun's not going to be in here.
The barrels were filled.
Okay, there's nothing new.
Rensburg, what are you doing up here? Shouldn't you be getting those sills?
I said the boatswain wanted me to find a missing gun first. I made up a story hoping to learn more about guns on board. Asked the captain about the gun policies on board. Wonder which of these would be less suspicious. Asking about the gun policies. Made up a story. I'm gonna see what is that. I'm curious to learn more about the guns on board. Huh.
It's a bit embarrassing, sir. But I wanted to tell you that, I'm afraid of pirates. I've read the stories of what they do to sailors like us. How do the crew protect themselves from such scoundrels?
You've been scaring yourself with children's literature, Rendsburg. Piracy has been dead for years.
Interesting.
Though I have to be honest, I met a pirate once. Not very scary, just a foolish robber who thought he could earn easy money by killing people. Such savagery. But you should hurry up now and get those studding sails from the boatswain.
Okay.
I don't see any sails, Rendsburg.
I asked Brunswick what had happened the previous night. Expressed my suspicion that Ian wasn't really sick. Told Brunswick I thought Ian was angry about something. I'm not gonna reveal what he's angry about, so I'm gonna ask what happened.
I'm sorry, sir. I just wanted to ask you what happened between you and Ian last night.
Nothing, Rendsburg. He's just being a pubescent boy, like always. Children his age can be very stubborn. He'll grow out of it.
I didn't believe it. I told Brunswick I believe that has something to do with him. Be very upfront about that. I agreed with Brunswick.
I don't think so, sir. There's something else that's troubling him.
Because I didn't believe him.
There could be, but it doesn't really matter. Growing up, the boy was often difficult to handle. Why do you think he's here in the first place? It was his mother, Mary, who asked me to take him in as my protege. I care about Mary and her family, so I couldn't refuse. But now, I regret that I didn't. I tried to reason with Ian, tried to convince him that I only want to protect him from harm. He just doesn't believe me.
I wondered a lot if Brunswick might have been overprotective. I asked Brunswick if he thought Ian capable of stealing. Accused Brunswick of being too soft. I'm gonna ask, is he capable of stealing?
He sounds like a difficult person. Do you think Ian would steal if he got the chance?
What? I don't want you to judge him like that. He's a rascal, but not a criminal. Now get back to work. We're still waiting for you to bring up those sails.
Okay, so that gave me a clue that he didn't think that Ian was capable of stealing. So it's not likely he's the one who stole the gun.
You had to see your face.
That's not funny, my dear.
Sorry, Uncle. I won't laugh.
What are you looking at?
Jeez.
Leave us.
A little uptight there. I'm gonna leave you alone because you're a little bit, you know, like, bite my head off.
The captain's cabin was strictly off limits without an invitation from the captain himself.
Interesting.
I was quite often tempted to take over the wheel and
Okay, there's nothing up here.
Came to tell me off too?
I asked Ian how he was doing. I told Ian that I didn't believe he was sick. Accused Ian of acting like a spoiled brat. Let's ask him how he's doing.
How are you feeling now, Ian?
Fine. Just let me be, will ya? I just needed some fresh air.
I sympathize with Ian. I asked Ian if I can help him in any way. Told Ian to man up. I don't think that's gonna work up. Let's see if he needs any help.
I don't know what's going on, but I sense you need help. Is there anything I could do for you?
Stop with the fake concerns. Who are you anyway? Did Brunswick send you to talk me around?
Tried to convince Ian that Brunswick was concerned about him. Told Ian to show some respect for Brunswick. Asked about Ian's fight with Brunswick.
I'm Devin Rensburg. I'm new.
I'm gonna tell him that I know about the fight.
Last night, when I entered the forecastle, I heard two people fighting. It was you and Officer Brunswick. What was going on in there, Ian?
I told him the truth. That I've had enough of him and his weird requests. He is everywhere I go, around every corner and in every room. I'm sick of the man. His presence alone drives me completely insane.
I wondered about Brunswick's weird requests. Asked if Brunswick had hurt him. Oh, this is turning in, the bad corner that I really didn't want, but kind of saw happening. What are these weird requests?
What weird requests? Like, really weird?
Well, on some nights, he wants me to come to his cabin. And when I do, he'll ask me to sit on the side of his bed.
No. Oh, no.
Then, he takes out a notebook, one that he hides for fear of others reading it. And then he forces me to listen to him reciting his corny poetry.
Okay, well, I was thinking of something else here. Can't believe that was all that happened. I want to know if Brunswick was hiding anything else.
So, you said he hid his notebook. Do you know if he hides other things too?
Brunswick often hides his most prized possessions, like his compass, the one that he got as a present from his own mentor, Francis Beaufort. He gave me the thing as a present, but I refused. Next thing I know, it's on my pillow with a wee note telling me to be more grateful.
Okay. I told Ian that Brunswick was right to call him ungrateful. Agreed that it sounded a little bit creepy. Asked Ian if Brunswick had a gun. Let's ask about the gun.
Do you know if he has a gun, Ian? One that he keeps hidden, perhaps?
A gun? I'm not sure, but I don't trust Brunswick with anything anymore. You should go to his cabin and search his bookcase. If there's anything he's hiding, it'll be there.
Okay, got a clue. Let's go search his bookcase. Do you mean this bookcase? No, I don't think so. Let's go to this one.
The entire bookcase was devoted to poetry.
Okay.
A loose wallboard was cleverly hidden behind a couple of books.
Ooh la la, what's this?
Behind the loose wallboard was a cleverly hidden compartment containing a single booklet. It seemed to be Brunswick's journal. Brunswick seemed to like writing rather cheesy poetry.
Oh, really? Oh, I see a lot of weird words in here. Sit by me, boy. That is repeated, several times at least in this poem. That's just creepy central right there. Creepy.
It was Officer Brunswick's journal.
Okay. 27th Journal of Rupert Ellis Dare, Brunswick. Okay.
Brunswick wrote about Ian in his journal.
Okay. Lately the boy has been doing wonderfully despite his stubborn streak. His comprehension of navigational principles is growing by the day. His mother will be proud of him. I think I might give him my old mentor's compass for this occasion. Oh, so that's why he was upset, because the compass belonged to his mentor.
He seemed to wonder why Ian was often angry and agitated, and he was also particularly saddened by him breaking his compass.
Am I not always patient with his lessons? I not care for him like a father? So this is where he's venting his frustrations about the boy. He broke it. I hope the old man will forgive me. I will lose my temper with him one of these days.
There was a poem and something about calculations on the page.
Interesting. Let's see. The wind has over the night turning over so slightly to the north. Finished all necessary calculations. All's quiet. What's this? I had all but forget about that hole in the wall, with rediscovering it only when I wanted to move a painting.
Brunswick's last entry told about a hole in the wall behind one of the paintings.
Interesting. Okay, let's go look at that hole in the wall.
The painting seemed to have been moved recently. Behind it was a small gap between the planks.
Oh, I clicked on the right one. Hello?
What's that? Is there someone spying on me?
You stole the gun!
You stole the gun!
Devon, are you snooping around? I didn't expect you to be that kind of person.
Well, I move fast, so I gotta make favors on this boat real quick. Told Lola I was searching for a missing gun. Asked Lola why he took the gun. Didn't want to discuss the gun through the hole in the wall.
Forget about me. Why did you take a gun from the weapons cache? Ludlow, are you in danger?
Be quiet. Come into my cabin. I'll unlock the door for you.
So many questions.
Before you start, please, listen to me, Devon. I know it's against the captain's rules and all, but some rules are there to be broken.
I asked Ludlow if he was alright. Give Ludlow a lecture. I agreed with Ludlow. Are you alright?
Are you willing to explain to me what's wrong? You seem troubled.
I'm fine, don't worry. I wasn't secretly plotting to go on a killing spree tonight, but you never know. I might change my mind.
What? Okay. I was worried. I said I need to return the gun. I wanted to know why Ludlow shut himself in. I need to return the gun.
I don't want to meddle, but I was told to take that gun back to the weapons cache.
So, you're an errand boy now. Just started and already they're lackey. Well, I won't help you. It's just not fair, Devon. I know the Merchant Navy Handbook from cover to cover. It clearly says that every officer is allowed to bear arms. Every officer, Devon. I'm an officer, so why don't I get to exercise my rights aboard the Herald?
I asked Ludlow why the gun was so important to him. I wondered why the captain had banned guns. I agree with Ludlow that it wasn't fair. Why is this so important to you?
Why is the right to carry a gun so important to you?
Forget the damn gun, Devon. It's not about that. I just want the captain to know that if Brunswick gives up his rights, it doesn't automatically mean that I'll give up mine as well. For some reason, I'm always expected to do as the white man does. I'm never trusted to make my own decisions. Sometimes I feel like I'm an officer in nothing but name.
Told him to return the gun. I let Ludlow know that I was going to report him. I advised Ludlow to hide the gun. We should just return the gun, dude.
You won't achieve any recognition by breaking the captain's rules. If an officer wants respect, he has to deserve it. I won't tell anybody you took the gun, but only if you return it to the weapons cache. If you do, then do it now, before the shift changes and everyone wakes up.
Ha! Caught you red-handed. Good job, Rensburg.
Uh-oh. We're caught in the middle of...
How dare you budge in here?
Didn't your mother teach you that stealing is wrong?
Stealing? I am exercising my rights as an officer. Now get out of my cabin.
You really think that those fancy clothes give you any rights? Now, act like you're supposed to and give that back.
I urged Hayward to calm down. I told Hayward to bugger off. I asked Ludlow to explain why he needed a gun.
Why do you need a gun, Ludlow?
Before I became part of this crew, I was always allowed to carry a firearm. I just don't see why I can't have one now.
I don't believe you. You're up to something. I just know it.
No, I'm not. You have to believe me. I just want to feel safe.
Ain't there other ways to protect yourself? A real man can always count on his fists.
Well, I know my way with a knife, but I don't have anything other than the cutlery from the galley to work with.
You've been sneaking around in the galley too now, have you? The nerve.
I asked Hayward to give Ludlow a knife instead of the gun. I demanded that Ludlow give the gun back. I told Ludlow that he has every right to keep the gun. Just get the gun back. I mean, if he gives him the knife, I feel like he's at risk. Like, you're a hazard to hurting somebody if you had a knife.
Give the gun back, Ludlow. It's not yours.
It's none of your or Hayward's business. I'm keeping it, and we'll see what happens from there. Tell the captain if you want to. I don't care.
Fine, keep the darn thing. But I'll be laughing when your back gets whipped. You come with me, Rensburg. It's time we got those sails to the captain.
Wonder what would happen if I give him a knife, but I don't think that's very realistic.
Thank you for helping me yesterday.
I told Ludlow it was my pleasure. I said it had been the right thing to do. I reacted humbly. Let's do humble.
It was nothing.
You know, I don't even need to have a weapon with me all the time. Just knowing that I can get it from my cabin whenever I want makes me feel safer. So I wanted to thank you for it. Would you like one of Undra's butterscotch treats? They're the captain's favorite.
Butterscotch. I asked Ludlow if he still... let's just end this, make peace with this. I took one.
Well, okay then. Those look too delicious to refuse.
They do, don't they? Feel free to indulge yourself, Devon.
I asked Ludlow why he's being so friendly to me. I asked Ludlow I appreciate his kindness. Wonder why Ludlow was the only one calling me Devon. Why are you calling me Devon?
Everybody has been calling me Rensburg all the time. How come you're the only one that calls me Devon?
I thought you'd never ask. I need allies, Devon. And friends can provide a kind of protection that a weapon never will. Back in the capital, I picked you. And believe me, that wasn't without reason.
I was confused. I asked Ludlow why he needed allies. Want to know about Ludlow's reason. Why do you need allies?
I don't really understand. What do you need allies for?
What are you planning?
The captain thinks I don't know. Or that's what I hope I've led him to believe. But I read his newspaper the moment I got my hands on it. Here, take a look.
Okay, yada yada. The successive band, planter, seasonal work, indigo plantation, colony export, blah blah yada yada. And indigo prices are rising sharply, and they will continue to rise until the indigo production finally resumes. Colony citizens are looking at regent, blah blah blah. Jonathan Veazey for a solution. Okay, so that's the man aboard. Meanwhile, indigo clippers lie idly in Colony Harbor is vainly waiting for cargo. Captain Colonial Loyalty currently moored in the capital harbor. This respondent was a correspondent asking about his opinion. Okay, there's a big issue in the supply chain here with indigo.
Without indigo to trade, the reason for our voyage has become a mystery to me.
I thought nothing of it. I asked Lola what he was thinking. I didn't understand what this had to do with me. What are you thinking?
What are you thinking?
I'm worried, Devon. There seems to be more to the Herald than meets the eye. What's going on down there?
Oh no, gunshot. Has there been a murder?
Don't come any closer!
Oh no. Ian shot Brunswick with Ludlow's gun? I didn't expect that.
I'll jump! I will! Just get away!
I asked Ian what he was trying to do. Wanted to know what happened. What happened?
What happened? What did you do?
It was his hand that guided me. But now I need to finish it. I must.
I tried to convince Ian not to jump. I dared Ian to jump. I told Ian that jumping would surely kill him. Let's convince him not to jump.
I know life can be hard, Ian, but please don't jump. It's not worth it.
I can't live on this ship anymore. I need to get away. Somehow.
Try to convince Ian that he was smarter than this. I said I understood what Ian was going through. I tried to convince Ian that Brunswick meant no harm. Okay, you're smarter than this.
You're a smart boy, Ian. Confused, but smart. Don't prove them right by doing something as stupid as this.
But this is the only way. I've been shown this is the only way.
I told Ian that he had to be strong. I tried to convince Ian that Brunswick meant him no harm. I argued that killing himself wouldn't help. Killing won't help.
Jumping won't solve anything. Killing yourself will only end your existence prematurely.
You mean it's... Oh Lord, what have I done?
Oh, good. Save Ian.
I had saved Ian from making another mistake. But none of the crew cared for the cabin boy's fate. They were all too busy tending to the esteemed navigator, who was bleeding out on the deck below us.
All right, so that was the demo. Very much enjoyed it. It had such rich lore to it. They gave you a lot of history and background to this alternate timeline in the 1800s, and kind of throws you into living on a ship. And the art style is very unique. I haven't seen anything really like it. and is very beautiful. And I think that the full game, when it comes out, it's going to be more rich. It's going to involve a lot more characters and stories. So I definitely recommend supporting these developers, trying out the demo, and when the full game gets released, to give it a try. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.